says that, what's the kid's name? The 19-year-old bomber that they have in custody. He claims that he showed a photograph of the 19-year-old bomber walking, with his brother. You've seen that on the news, walking with his brother to the bombing sites, and he's got a backpack over his right shoulder. You see the backpack. And then he cuts to the scene of these guys in, they look like they sort of have some kind of military fatigues on. Some people were saying they're with Blackwater or Kraft, it is now, and so on. And let me just kind of, there's some things that make sense and some things that don't. And you have to, just use your brain a little bit. If Blackwater was conspiring this, I'm not saying they're not. I'm not saying that. I don't like Blackwater. I think they're up to something. I think that KBR, Blackwater, the companies that who was it? Former Vice President Dick Cheney had stock, was on the board of the company that runs, I can't remember who they were, but anyway, are they a dirty group? I think they are. So I'm not defending them. But if you're one of the guys in Blackwater and you're carrying bombs in a backpack to go explode in front of what amounts to, with all the cameras and videos that we have, with what amounts to probably 300 to 400 million people with eyes on you, you don't go in your uniform. You don't. You don't go dressed in your military fatigues with your headset and what everybody said, he's got something in his hand. Is that a detonator? You don't go walking around in public with your headset and your detonator in your hand. That's common sense. So anyway, they show a picture of the 19-year-old bomber now running away from the bomb scene. He's running away. Everybody is in terror and agony. There's a broader picture of this, and I cropped some of it out just so you could see the 19-year-old bomber. But on the other side of he's on the left side of the street, away from the bomb. The bomb has already gone off, and you can see it there, and so on. And you look at this picture, and I put a little green line on there because the guy that made the YouTube video was saying, look at there. He's still got his backpack on. He's still got it on. You see it sticking out of his back there. That's proof, buddy. I know that they were in on it. I know that that guy didn't have anything to do with it because there he is running away from the bomb scene with his backpack on. And people are going, oh, he's still got his backpack on. There's a picture to prove it. I did a 5 minutes on the internet, images.google.com. And I typed in, I think, Boston Marathon bomber or something like that. And I actually found a better picture, a more clear picture. Same picture. Same picture. Here is the one that this guy put on his YouTube video. There's something sticking out of his back. Looks like a backpack, so therefore, this guy's innocent, and somebody from Blackwater who's wearing fatigues and got a detonator in their hand, and everybody saw him, he's guilty. Here's a better picture of it, okay? It's his left arm. You can actually see a better picture of it. Go to my blog, PastorMikeHoggard.com. You can see a better, or you can do what I did. 5 minutes on images.google.com and type in Boston Marathon bomber. This picture showed up. It's his left arm. By the way, the picture that he showed earlier of the 19-year-old bomber carrying the backpack, it was slung, it wasn't over his back, it was slung over his right arm. So this is not proof. This is not proof. This is what some guy made up and made everybody believe on YouTube, on the internet. This is what some guy made up, and he wants you to believe it. I don't believe it. Based on your evidence is not true. And what I'm asking people to do is, before you just start sending this out to everybody, why don't you just Do the research yourself. Why don't you just go and look? I'm telling you, there are thousands of these pictures all over the internet. Go look at them. Go look into it yourself before you you don't know who this guy is. Let me come back here. Just stop and think about this for a minute. We all know that there are agent provocateurs in the news media that are saying this and saying that, and they're saying this, and it's drumming up support for their cause. We all know that. CIA had Operation Mockingbird back in the 50s. I think it's still going on. I don't need a whole lot of evidence to tell me that. That's what I hear. Did it not ever occur to anybody that there are agent provocateurs on the other side who drum up stuff like this? But see, that's what you want to hear. You want to hear that the 19-year-old bomber is being framed. He's a patsy because now we have a picture of him and his left arm. That's what you want to believe. I want to believe too. I want to believe that there's something going on in this world because things are happening that just don't make sense. I want to know what that is. But I'm not falling for falsified, ridiculous evidence. I'm not falling for it. Here's another one. Again, you can see these on my blog. Let me take out the header here so you can read all of it. Boston Massacre Conspiracy Theory. The victims were actors. The scene was staged. The evidence is the fact that the victim seen in the photo below is really a military vet who lost his legs in the war. And this is actually a clip from a website. Is this the same person? Is this the crisis actor, they call it? So what they did, and here the guy on the left is I think he's from Afghanistan. He's an Afghan military vet, got his legs blown off in Afghanistan, came back to this country. I don't know who puts this information out, but they want you to believe. They want you to believe that the guy at the Boston Marathon that got his legs blown off, because he was like standing right next to the bomb, got his legs blown off, was actually a paid actor who had already had his legs removed in Afghanistan, and this guy figured it out before anybody else did. I'm actually looking at a website that, and I'll just say what it is, beforeitsnews.com. And I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 advertisements on this one page. 19 different organizations are paying this guy every time you click on this story. And it's on Before It's News. Pictures that prove double amputee was an actor at Boston bombings. And I'm not showing you these pictures, but I'm looking at these pictures, and this guy, at one point, he is saying that there is a hooded man standing over the guy, the actor now that got his legs blown off. There's a hooded man standing there. I guess I'll put my face back up here because I'm going to rant and rave for a while. There's a hooded man standing over the guy that got his legs blown off, pulling off his prosthesis. And this is like 3 seconds after. By the way, the guy even says on this website it wasn't a bomb, it was a flash grenade. Just to make a lot of smoke and noise, and that's it. Anyway, the guy that got his legs blown off, supposedly, there's a guy with a black hoodie standing over him. Looks like they actually make this statement. Here in frame 8, the prosthetics are in place. Amidst all this chaos, seconds after the explosion, the hooded man takes time to put on his sunglasses, which is a signal. Here in frame 9, with sunglasses now on, the hooded man and the woman make eye contact. Signal received. In frame 11, after receiving the go signal, the woman makes an open hand gesture the direction both of them are looking, signaling the staged injuries are in place now for the cameras. The prone amputee raises his left prosthetic injury into the air over the woman's shoulder. No blood is present. The bone is dry. No blood on his leg above the knee. No blood on the woman. No arterial spurt. Nothing. So they want you to believe that this didn't really happen. That 4,000 people standing there with cameras in their hand, and all of them either taking pictures or video of bombs going off. They want you to think that it didn't really happen. It was a staged event. And here's the evidence. Here's what they say. They say that the guy with his legs blown off was the Afghan war veteran. They look exactly alike. It's the same guy. This proves a false flag. Again, 5 minutes on the internet. 5 minutes at Google Images, and I realized this was not true. The guy on the right is Nick Vaught. He's the Afghan war veteran. Got his legs blown off in Afghanistan. The guy on the right is Jeff Bauman. Jeff Bauman is seen standing there. He is ready to run in the Boston Marathon. They do not look alike in that picture. And Jeff Bauman is standing there with two people. We don't know who that is. Here's another one if you don't believe that one. Here is Jeff Bauman, the famous picture you've seen, and here is Nick Vaught. They don't look the same. They are not the same person. Here's another one. Here is Nick Vaught. Here is Jeff Bauman. This is a hospital picture taken after the bombing. He survived. I hope he gets saved. Now here's a better picture. Jeff Bauman on the left, Nick Vaught on the right. It's not the same person. It's not the same one. They are two different people. And so if that's the evidence, and then there's going to be some people say, well, I was an EMT and I know what happens when people get their legs cut off and blood everywhere. And I've seen the pictures, there's blood everywhere. That now people are saying, no, that was red paint. Here's what you're wanting me to believe. You're wanting me to believe that there's 100 people standing around this immediate area after the bomb goes off, and not a one of them came away saying, you know, that was paint, that wasn't blood. Where are they? The only people who are making these accusations are the people who were not there. They didn't see it. They didn't see the blood. They didn't see anything like that. They're looking at random pictures, and they're trying to put it out there. I would say, counting 17, 18, 19 ads on this for commercial purposes. I don't know what they're trying to do. All I know is that the things that people have sent to me were not true. They're not true. They're not the same person. It wasn't his backpack on his back. It was his left arm. So what does that mean? Does that mean that I'm just going to walk away and say, well, you know, I'm going to let the government have this? No. But what I'm saying is we have a responsibility according to the Bible. You remember that book? We have a responsibility according to the Bible to tell the truth. And no wonder people won't listen to you anymore.